Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. And a one, and a two. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I am your never humble host and overly caffeinated man, Eric Sizemore, joined by my beautiful co-host, Michael Labune.
Hey, Eric.
And calling in from the West Coast, Brain Damage!
Yeah!
And dialing in from some kind of rinky motel. It's something scandalous, I can definitely tell. Tyler Cox, one of the original 13 colonies of Facebook for the Blind. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, good. I'm getting paid by the hour for this.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. And they are going to have some funny memes. But first, trademarked, copyrighted, absolutely essential part of every episode of Facebook for the Blind, besides, of course, the incredible music at the beginning, is, you know it. You know it. You love it. You want it. I'm stretching, as you know, because...
Don't you think it'd be cool if Tyler's middle name was a number?
Like in Logan's Run or something?
It'd be like Tyler Three Cox.
Not a verb.
I would go with like Octo.
Not a high school bully in the 90s, dude.
I'm middle school, dude.
Although we could do both if we made the number 8.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, man?
That is my
double entendre.
I think you should be Doc Ock for Octocox.
Just fucking play the depressing news, so we can get to Tyler 8 Cox.
The depressing news.
The number one.
There's so much depressing news. Beg your pardon?
I thought I was going to keep going like last week.
Yeah.
I said, is that your 2.5 minutes, Eric?
Dude, what is with going back to 8th grade here, boys?
That's my middle name.
Hey, it has been a really interesting week. Enemy of the show and member of the Legion of Doom for Facebook for the Blind is Steve Bannon is not on trial, but he certainly keeps coming up in a MAGA moguls fraud case. I don't even know if you heard about this. Prosecutors call Bannon a co-conspirator in the case of Guan Wengo, former Trump strategist, hasn't been charged yet, but billionaire Guan Yo is gone, and he has to surrender to prison. Bannon's got to surrender to prison by July 1st to start his contempt sentence, the judge says. So that's kind of fascinating. I thought it was interesting, too, because Pete Navarro had the exact same charge in the exact same territory, and he is in prison. But they let Steve, walk around and do podcasts and stuff, and he said, they will not ever shut me up. And I was like, pretty sure that's exactly what they're going to do to you, Steve. And I'm pretty sure they only let you wear one shirt in prison. I don't know. Just thinking. Nobody cares.
I noticed he had 4 months, and I was like, oh shit, that means he gets out on November 1st, right before the elections. Fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, couldn't they start in mid-July?
I mean, I don't know what. I don't know. All I want to know, all I want to say is, I'm going to echo exactly what was it here? MSNBC said. It was a good week for reality and a bad week for the big lie. and it really was. I mean, just truly so many things that were going on. You had Steve Bannon has to report to jail. Alex Jones has been he has to sell off InfoWars and his entire network. He has to sell off all his assets. He's liquidating his assets to pay off the Sandy Hook families. So Alex Jones is going down. He's got to liquidate all his assets. The Department of Justice arrested the CFO of media outlet Epoch Times for allegedly laundering $67 million through crypto and cash cards and just absolutely insane stuff. And if you don't know the Epoch Times, that's the one that my brother always sends me articles from. And it's horrible. It's in the top 3 sources of misinformation in the country. It's just a terrible anti-vaxxer weirdo thing. So that was pretty fun too. that media outlet, of course, allegedly funneled tens of millions in illicit money laundering through that, and was always very pro-Trump the whole time. The publisher of 2000 Mules, Salem Media, with douchebag Dinesh D'Souza, he had to issue an apology, and they pulled the film and the book. They pulled it. It is no longer being distributed. So I was like, wow, this is great. There's all kinds of billionaires going to jail for talking all kinds of crap. Checked in on the Guo Wengu trial. And by the way, too, Steve Bannon has his office in this guy's building. There's all kinds of money changing hands. Guo Wengu's former farm manager testifies that the whole movement is a scam. So Guo, a business associate to Trump White House advisor Steve Bannon, standing trial on federal charges of racketeering, money laundering, wire fraud in a supposed $1 billion scheme to defraud his supporters. There were more terrible people in the news, though, that weren't actually getting any kind of accountability coming up with them. Like Johnson, he named some Trump allies to the intelligence panel, raising some concerns. We got Scott Perry of Pennsylvania and Dr. Ronnie Jackson of Texas. You guys remember Dr. Feelgood handing out all the pills on the Campaign Express? Yeah, look at the smile on that guy.
I think that guy gave me Adderall.
That guy, he's got his medication right for a smile like that. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, it's like they're trying to put in. I mean, I don't know if you guys know. It's like a special interest in intelligence, and I don't want crazy people reading top secret intelligence. That's one of my things. Just one of my things. Speaking of people running for the Republicans, Pennsylvania Republicans booed officers that defended the Capitol on January 6th when they went to address the Pennsylvania House of Representatives this last Wednesday. They were booed, and several Republican lawmakers left. Remember the whole back to blue and, don't defund the police. And yeah, no, they're weird, very strange. I had another one. Oh, where is it? Oh, I missed it. Okay, hang on a second. Another weird tie-in story here that I just can't believe is even a thing that we even have to talk about. But there's a Republican who is running. He wears a lapel button. I wanted to ask you boys about this specifically. This guy is wearing a lapel button that is reserved for those who fought in active combat, which records show he did not do. And even other Republicans on the Hill are saying, dude, get a grip. What do you guys think about that? Stolen valor? Does that count as stolen valor?
I've never heard of a hard pin
Oh, really?
combat patch. I don't know what they're talking about.
Really? Okay.
You're muted.
All right.
TD's just talking away. Muted as fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna say I've never heard of those, but I'm sure they exist. But yes, I would probably call that stolen valor.
For sure. Yeah. If it's a thing. I don't know. It must be something politician cunts do, because I've never fucking heard of it.
It's like the ones that wear the American flag, but yet they're like mostly for Russia.
Yeah, right.
Right. So here's a weird one too I wanted to throw in, and it just makes me sad. This guy is running for Elias Irizarry, participated in the January 6th riot. Now he's running for the legislature in South Carolina. Will voters see that as a liability or an asset? That is the goddamn headline. And on his website, which he took down, recently noted his prosecution for engaging in nonviolent activities at the Capitol on January 6th as proof that he has always stood for the conservative movement. And at every pivotal moment in the America First movement, Elias has been there. I was like,
I wonder what nonviolent activities means. Do you think he was the one who took a shit in the rotunda?
oh, that's not. I don't know if in our culture we think of that as violent. I would have to look that up. Is urinating in public a violent crime? We'll have to check in. Let's get our guys in. Let's get our research guys on that and look it up. I can't believe I'm doing this dumb shit. So, corporate media pushed this dumbass conspiracy theory, which I made fun of before I even fucking heard it. Okay, I was like, oh, I bet you that somebody thinks that George Soros is buying tents for all those student protesters. And I just made it as a joke. And then, of course, it turned into a thing. across all the corporate media, they were talking about outside agitators. Where have I heard that language before? Say it again with me with a southern accent. These outside agitators coming in here, and I was just like, and I found out too the whole thing. Jerusalem Post ran with it. People said it was Putin's message. MSNBC, Fox News, to everybody. And professional outside agitators. What really ticked me off too is it was Eric Adams in stinking New York who originally said, "Look, all these tents are the same. Somebody's got to be behind this." And it's like, or if I say into my phone, "Hey Amazon, what's a cheap ass tent?" It will send me to this tent on Amazon. Which is how kids order things. They don't go to George Soros. Anyway, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. Eric Adams, who is a Democrat weirdo, is being like quoted. People are like inspired by him, and now it's turned into Soros. I literally made it as a joke, guys. I made it as a joke, and then it came out of like Johnson's mouth. It's just absolutely astounding.
Hey, make a joke about canceling student debt.
Okay. All right, next segment. The so-called Trump prison chicken. I don't know if you're familiar with this. Trump chicken, the inflatable, anti-Trump inflatable chicken with a gold brow, has made its appearance at Alcatraz. I immediately had to send it to friend of the show, Beverly, because I was like, this is awesome. This is happening outside work. That's great. San Francisco, of course, getting ready for a visit from the disgraced former ex-president and game show host. So I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And we always try to close out the news with a nice heartwarming animal story. And I got busy. So we'll just have to go with this. Just as we were going to show King Charles III painting was vandalized by animal rights activists. They stuck a cartoon on it. Put a cartoon Charles on his head and put a bubble on it. Said, "No cheese. Look at this cruelty on farms." Okay, well, whatever. But still, vast improvement. I don't know if you guys saw the King Charles photo, but this is way better.
I think he's happy with the improvement.
I'm sure, absolutely. Oh, we did have one last segment. I guess I should toss it over to you, TD. Do you know how to share? Do you still remember it from way back in the day?
It's all up here, baby. I got this. All right. Breaking news from the depressing news desk. In the last 12 hours, Joey Chestnut, 16-time winner of the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Championship, was reportedly suspended from the upcoming competition here in a few weeks. I have details. It was reportedly over a sponsorship from a rival hot dog brand. It's a little bit deeper than that. It was a Impossible hot dog, vegetable based. Joey Chestnut requested to eat those because he didn't want to eat the Nathan's hot dog, which are made from whatever parts they can get to make a hot dog.
Stuff that's not good enough to go into sausage.
So they're like, no bueno, and it got reported that apparently he was suspended. It has now come out here within the last 30 minutes or so. That is not the case.
Oh.
Nathan's wants them there. The TV sponsorship wants them there. ESPN wants them there. The fans want him there. If you want to, like Joey, the invite is open if you want to come. You like I said, out of the last 17 years, you've won it 16 times. You're kind of the guy. Because at first what I heard is like he went to a rival hot dog. It's like no, it's like Jordan, Nike, Nathan's. It's the same thing. But yeah, that's really the breaking news. Joey Chestnut, not suspended. He should be able to be eating an insane quantity of hot dogs this July 4th weekend.
Wait. I want to hear, TD, are those technically still hot dogs in your mind if there's no meat in them?
They are sausage. I don't know what I would call them. They are still some type of wiener. I just don't know. You dog, shut up. I'm cooking for hot dog.
Your admiration for Chestnut is so high. You're refraining from this. You've never met a vegan bashing joke you haven't loved.
You're not wrong.
Look at the conflict on his face.
But I've done some eating competitions, nothing on that level. I've won a couple. I have respect for this man as a competitor, as dumb as that sentence sounds. It's
Team
just
spirit.
so yeah. I mean, he's like, even if it's not meat, homie's still eating a lot of it, you know. So, and that was the other thing that Nathan was kind of up in arms about. I was like, well, it's a different consistency to what everyone else is going to be eating. So, is that an advantage? Oh yeah, they were looking at it from rule standpoints, sponsorship standpoints.
I'd want to know how much cholesterol and saturated fat, like, per gram or per ounce or whatever.
He's said the stats on, like, I've heard him say it on Bob and Tom before. It's ungodly, and I don't know why he ain't dead.
I don't know why you're not dead. Didn't you eat your own weight in bacon?
I ate 2 pounds of bacon faster than like 7 other people.
Yeah, you're the reigning champion.
I am the reigning champion for champagne of eating bacon, of the baking champion, because they haven't done the contest since. So I'm still the champ.
How many other contestants are survivors?
I still talk to a couple of them.
Nice. All right, we got to take this show back to the memes.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
I'm
like
out.
that.
I'm sorry. I'm done.
Yes. So that constitutes the news from Facebook for the Blind for June 11th, 2024. Episode 162, the funny probation officer episode. Handed it off to my beautiful co-host, Quiet Michael Labune, for some funny memes and a nice average size round one.
Wrong, Eric. Here comes my big long round one. Can everybody see this first meme?
Yep. Yes.
All right, kicking it off with @BRNBNE, who says, "What if you went to ET's planet and all of the other ETs were wearing clothes?" Next up, we have Miss Grace Kuhlenschmidt, who has a picture of a toilet and a little wooden bench in front of it, and it says, "I built a squatty potty out of mahogany." Left at London retweets this and says, "Eminem lyrics since 2009." I built a squatty potty out of mahogany. All right. It says, this is an actual sign at a bubble tea place, and it says bubble tea company needs a better translator. And there's just 3 panels of this bubble tea. The first one says, "I'm bubble tea." The second one, it's not saying anything. And the last one, it says, "Suck my balls." Here we have the classic utilitarian trolley problem. This time, though, there's nobody at the switch, and he's like far away from it. There's nobody on the tracks. It says, "Nobody is in any danger. You are a professor for moral philosophy. Do you tie people to the rails to save your job?" Oh, this is pretty funny. It says, "I rolled the cats a catnip joint, and I am fucking losing it." And this guy took bowling papers and put catnip in it. And this guy with a catnip duber. I love this one. This is the classic woman who looks disgusted and then woman who looks interested. It says, "Libertarians be like," and she's disgusted at tyranny.gov. But she's very interested in tyranny.com. Non-aesthetic things. Friend of the show, non-aesthetic things. How people use gas station bathrooms, and it's a picture of a man who's holding himself up by the wall. He's like hovering over the floor, feet against one wall, hands against another, pissing all over the floor and shitting all over the other wall. 2 more here. Shithead Steve has language differences between the United States and the UK. The US says fries, the UK says chips. The US says football, the UK says flippity fiddlefucks. The US says water bottle, UK says water bottle, and the US says dentist, and the UK says non-applicable. Finally, we have the ugly side of Tumblr, where we have a quote from Harry Potter. It says, Snape, ejaculated Slughorn. And Spook says, "A note to all aspiring novelists, sometimes you should just use said." And the first comment says, "Snape, he nutted." And that's it for my round one. Kicking it over to you, Brain Damage. With
All
2.5 2.5 minutes on the clock, and tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, start sharing.
All right, here we got
And
friend
go.
of the show, Corey Showtime Robinson posted, and it shows a woman kneeling on the floor like she fell, and she's holding her hand over her heart like she's having a heart attack. And it says, when you overhear some teens referring to 90s music as classics.
Felt.
And then we've got gaming layer, but dreaming of smart shopping assistant Sarah at Sarah Hrad's posted, I want AI to anticipate what groceries I'm running low on. Search every fiber and website in my city to find the best price and compile me a weekly list based on best deals per fewest stops. I do not want AI to make a picture of me if I were an astronaut. And I feel this so deeply. I really do. All right, we have apologies, my bad, more sleep, planned soon, posted me as a grandpa. This one's a 4-panel. It has a little boy running in with his top hat. Grandpa, can you help me with my history project? It's about memes. And Grandpa, I knew I'd be useful one day. Dumb jokes and stupid people posted 2 guys at a fence, and then one tells the other, I'm so happy I got one of these mohawks, and it is a hawk mowing the lawn. He is a mohawk.
Boo.
Gaming Layer posted puns. Olive Garden feast conquered, and he says, I tried all 41 items at Olive Garden. If you see, he has a to-go bucket of each and every item.
Woo.
And Menace at Crony Bites posted, bro got all of Garden. Wah, wah. My nephew Low posted some ordinary also. How am I supposed to cha-cha real smooth in conditions like these? Life posted a picture of an old school rotary telephone that says, not to brag, but I was live when you could slam the phone down and hang up on someone, and it was spectacular.
Yes, it was.
Here we posted the nostalgic 90s. Just a reminder that there will never be a generation who fought harder against the wind than we did. A picture of a bunch of people in a bunch of windbreaker outfits with the old school 90s teal and green, a little bit of purple in the teal. You know that is a Charlotte Hornets windbreaker. You know it is.
10 seconds, brain.
Awesome. So we got Nick Diggins, and there's a man who fell down the stairs, landed on the chicken, and the fox in a hand says, oh, this guy is falling. I totally misunderstood what she was saying. And that's going to do it for me, handing it off to you, Tyler.
Nice.
Because we know the sky is actually falling. Chicken
Nice.
Little.
Nice.
Sorry, forgetting how to share.
Ah,
Is it working?
Not yet.
not yet. Still heating up.
He's doing something.
Stoke
though. It's
it.
like loading.
Pull a choke.
Is this working? Oh, damn.
No. Oh, hey, there we
you
go.
see
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. First one is from r/aw on Reddit. It's usually cute stuff. It says our dog has been lying in a circle on our new rug like it's a bed. It's like a painted looking design of a circle, and the dog's just sitting there.
Nice.
All right. Oh shoot. All right. Don't look at my desktop. Sorry. Damn. How do I move this thing? Damn it. No. I can't get to my other memes. God damn it.
You're doing
Hold
this
on
to
just a
make me
second.
feel better.
I am not. I am not. Hold on just a second. Let me. I forgot that bar was going to be in the way, and it like crossed all the tabs. This is part of my 2.5 minutes.
No, I paused it.
No,
I swear it'll be fast.
it does not. Yeah.
All right. Is it working now?
Yep.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
All right. This is from r/funny signs. This is, and that is how you do it. Today's Wi-Fi password can be unlocked by texting a photo of a clean kitchen to mom. Said photograph must contain 1 box of crackers on the counter to the stove, by the stove to prevent reusing any previous photos. Thank you for playing. May the odds be ever in your favor. Love, Mom.
Nice.
Oh no. This is what I was afraid of. Oh no. All right. I'm just gonna stop sharing. On to you, Eric.
Oh no. All right. Well, valiant attempt, sir. Valiant attempt. All right.
Sorry.
It's all good, man. All right.
This is what hotel Wi-Fi is like.
Oh.
Say the name
Well,
of the hotel,
especially when you got
burn 'em down.
especially when you got Elon hot on your Wi-Fi ass. I mean, you know, he hates you. Here we have a picture of a mousetrap, and it is loaded with what I am told is a scotcheroo, which is a lovely little piece of carb dessert with chocolate on top, and it says, "How to catch a Midwesterner." And I tell you what, man, this thing had 10,000 shares on it, man. I want to make these too, by the way. Absolutely right. Here, in front of the show and founding Zaddy, George Hussein Cruikshank, has posted this from Red Army Screaming.
You almost put it by me, but don't say Zaddy.
Yeah. Inside of a VW Volkswagen from way back in the day, one of the originals, it's the Hertella Auto Coffee Machine. This dash-mounted coffee accessory is likely the rarest Volkswagen accessory. Look at that beautiful silver shiny object there with a cup of coffee right there. The real numbers replies, getting into a car accident and splashing 3 cups of fucking Scalding all over myself. Yeah, that's some hot farfignugan there. This one was just, I'm sorry, but you got to know this, man. So we got a picture of a rabbi here from Tommy Rupp. It says, a rabbi was asked by one of his students, why did God create atheists? And after a long pause, the rabbi responded with a soft but sincere voice, God created atheists to teach us the most important lesson of them all, the lesson of true compassion. You see, when an atheist performs an act of charity, visits someone who is sick, helps someone in need, cares for the world, he is doing so not because of some religious teaching. He does not believe God commanded him to perform the act. In fact, he does not believe in God at all. So his actions are based on his sense of morality. Look at the kindness he bestows on the others simply because he feels it to be right. And when someone reaches out to you for help, you shall never say to them, I'll pray that God will help you. Instead, for that moment, become an atheist. Imagine there is no God who would help and say, I will help you. From Martin Buber, Tales of Hasidim. And I don't know, they got a ton of likes, and I loved it, so I had to share it. Wholesome round. Friend of the show, Anti-QAnon Memes, has a post from Andrea Junker at Strand Junker. Says, I need someone to explain to me why it's always, if you can't pay rent, buy fewer lattes and avocado toast, and not, if you can't pay your employees a living wage, buy fewer yachts, rockets, and spacecraft. Explain it to me like I'm in kindergarten.
10 seconds.
This one's just a weird thing, man. This guy says, okay, something incredibly strange just happened, something you can't make up. I've had an old red couch in my apartment for a very long time. Everyone who's ever been over has sat on it. And then, I got it outside somehow by myself, and she went to the dumpster. It's still there, but somebody left a box. Someone made a figurine of my shitty red couch. A real model with a box. The box is art, just a photo of it stuck to it, but it was sitting on the dumpster. It's in like foam packing. About the size of a bread box. I'm like, holy crap. Anyway, absolutely fantastic. I gotta do a couple more here. This one is on the website. Somebody's having a sissy fit. You should do that. Because I gotta tell everybody, Facebook for the Blind wishes you a happy Pride.
Absolutely not. I'm taking over. Round 2 starts now. Round 2 kicking off the irrelevant round with a date idea. Can you guys see my meme, by the way?
Yep.
Yes.
Date idea. We take each other's prescription medications and see what happens. Next up, we have O Lanterns, friend of the show, O Lanterns, who says, come on, child safety lid. You know it's me. I don't know if you guys remember this guy, Mac Tonight. It's Jameson Webb, friend of the show, Jameson Webb. He says he has this picture of this Mac Tonight, who was a spokesperson for McDonald's in California in the 80s, and it's a crescent moon with sunglasses. Terrifying. He's behind a pane of glass, and it says the glass isn't to protect him from us. It's to protect us from him. This is a text message between somebody and their boss, and the employee says, "Would you still employ me if I was a worm?" And the boss's phone replies, "I'm currently away. Please send emergency if it's urgent." And the employee says, "Emergency."
Emergency.
At 5:21 a.m., the boss replies, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Hey, TD, would you mind reading this meme?
I fucking hate you so goddamn much right now. It is a picture of the green M&M, the way that Tucker Carlson likes her,
Ooh.
and she's also, well, it's unfair to call. I don't know what to call this because the green M&M is holding what appears to be about a 6 foot long cock and balls.
TD, I'm very, very disappointed in you.
Oh, kiss
Here's-
my ass, you mohawk
Here's
bastard!
Jesus, okay, savior of us all, who's talking to the really beat up Chad, and he said, Jesus says, "Please stop asking for the strength to survive that fat ass dab you took." And the strung out Chad says, "Please, J-Man." Next up, we have Justin at Trojan Justin, who says, "Happy Pride Month from my cleaning lady." The cleaning lady says, "Hi, Mr. Justin. I just finished your house." He says, "Great, thanks." She says, "I clean extra good and leave you some treats." He says, "LOL, thanks." She said, "My son say it the month your people celebrate being fancy." He said, "Haha, pride?" She says, "Yes, I'm very proud of you." Nothing quite like looking at the way someone else has loaded the dishwasher to remind you that the mind of another is truly unknowable. Love that one.
Yep. Feeling it.
And my last meme for this round comes from Mills at Mills Plus, who says, "Nah, no way Congress said that shit." And Dreddy said, "What they say?" Mills said, "They say you a bitch." And that's it for me for round two, the irrelevant round. Back to you, Brain Damage.
Awesome. Let's do it. So here we're starting off with Intended for Comedy, and we have a cartoon panel where it's comedy night, and there are police everywhere, and they're hauling away a dead body, and they're telling the comedian, "Witness was said his last words were, 'This guy's killing me, so you're under arrest.'" And we all only wish we could kill a comedy that hard. GTA 4 posts the picture of a family of Rubik's Cubes, and mom and son Rubik's Cube are walking away all put together nice and neat, and dad Rubik's Cube is all mixed up, drinking a bottle of wine. Going crazy.
Nice.
All right, well, maybe that one hits harder for me. GTA 4 posted again. Said, "Where's your green?" It's everybody sitting in a bar, looks like St. Patrick's Day, and somebody pinches a scientist. Suddenly, they had to call the Avengers. That scientist was Dr. Bruce Banner, and he turned into the Hulk. Said, "You want to see my green, bitch?"
I like that one.
Gaming Layer posted animal memes, and it has a cat holding a cross and a Bible. It says, "After watching a horror movie and you hear a spoon fall down in the kitchen, and the cat says, 'Satan, is that you?'" Here we've got comic snapshots, and this is, I think, is the 6th panel. We have a boy selling French fries at the game. "Get your French fries here! Get your French fries here!" And a bee comes along, and the French fry tells the bee, "Please, no, I'm allergic." The bee stings the French fry anyways. Guy looks down. "French fries and tater tots here. French fries and tater tots." Those French fries swelled up into tater tots. I did that one just for my wife Diane, because she loves her some tater tots. This one we have a bunch of roaches in Lazy Eye, and they're having a meeting, and it says, "My research suggests that in the event of a nuclear war, the humans would be the only species stupid enough to have caused it." And the last one for me for this round, we got It's It Michaelia or something like that posted, "I spent some time doing research on ADHD coping techniques, and did you know that Arcadia trees can warn other trees of danger by emitting a cloud of ethane gas?" Is that how you say that? Ethylene?
Ethylene. Yeah.
Somebody smarter than me do it. And I'm gonna hand it to you, Tyler. Hopefully those technical difficulties are good, buddy.
All right, some of it's working.
Excellent.
I'll try.
Very excited.
2.5 minutes on the nose, by the way, Brain. It's a veteran
Ooh.
comedian right there.
All right, is it working?
Yep, working.
All right, here I got a tweet. It's a picture of Ryan Gosling looking kind of upset walking through a grocery store. It says, "Welcome to adulthood. You get mad when they rearrange the grocery store now." All right, here's the sign. It says, "In case of fire, use stairs." And the person is putting out a fire with the stairs.
Oh God.
Here's the sign at the gym. It says, "If you are too weak to return your weights, please contact the front desk and the girls will be happy to assist you."
Oh.
I like that.
All right. Here's a 2 meme. It has a cake. It says, "To eat a whole cake would be to commit the sin of gluttony." And then a picture of Zog from Disenchantment looking at the cake. It says, "But to eat a whole pie is okay, as the sin of pie is always 0."
Oh.
Hey.
Here's another tweet from at Graham Hines 9. It says, "I love how we didn't raise minimum wage because it would make food more expensive, but then we just made the food more expensive anyways." Here's a text conversation. Somebody says, "Sigh, how about you make me laugh? Knock, knock. Who's there? You can who? You can no longer send direct messages to this person. Learn more." All right, here's another conversation between somebody and their dad. The dad texted, "How do I set the washing machine? What are you washing? A t-shirt? What does it say on the t-shirt? Pink Floyd."
Right.
What's
I
on
don't
the
get it.
tag? All right.
Nope.
This is from r/late stage capitalism.
Oh
Pro or
shit!
con?
I just got it.
Oh, you just got it? Okay. All right. I thought it was funnier, but yeah.
Apparently I'm not.
All right,
He
so like, what
wanted
does it
him to
say on
read
the
the tag.
t-shirt?
Huh?
You wanted him to read the tag.
Read the tag, but the dad responded with what's on the t-shirt.
Oh,
All right.
I'm slow.
I got it right away. I'm sorry.
We'll give you 10 more seconds on the clock, Tyler.
All right.
Because we're so slow.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to go with that one.
No, you still got like 20 seconds. I was just saying
That's
10
fine. I'll
added
skip
to
the
where
next
you
one. All right, at Devin Lunsford says, "Eyelashes are supposed to prevent things from going into your eyes, but whenever I have something in my eye, it's always an eyelash."
Ironic.
I didn't say that part. Or this like a tweet conversation. Somebody said, "As a Kenyan official put it, every time China visits, we get a hospital. Every time Britain visits, we get a lecture." And Mark said, "Maybe, but how will Kenya be obliged to pay this investment back? No such thing as a free hospital." And somebody responded, "Here comes the lecture."
All
right, I don't know.
Good work.
I think that was my
Good
time.
work.
I was trying to set up as a crescendo. That's why my first ones were bad, you know.
Gotcha. All right. Taking over for what are we doing? Oh, this is the irreverent round. The irrelevant round. The
Relevant round.
Irrespective round. This is
Irreverent.
friend of the show and also one of the first 13 colonies of Facebook for the blind, George Hussein Cruikshank. He's got this post that somebody has placed 2 power plugs right next to each other, pointing at each other. It says, "They are literally incompatible. They are not biologically designed for each other," which is funny because it's outlets. And the halal leftist responds, "This is what me and the boys biologically did to your mom last night." It's just like a complete octopus of plugs and extensions going into the outlet, which is pretty stinking funny. Biologically speaking, that is. This next one is a 4-panel of the brain that's talking to you when you're trying to get to sleep. And the brain says, "Are you sleeping?" And she says, "Yes, now shut up." And the brain says, "Tolkien didn't start Lord of the Rings until he was 45. You're doing just fine." And then she goes sound asleep. Friend of the show, Mark Wayne Davis says, but I'm 68. I said, "Ooh, I don't think you're going to finish Lord of the Rings." Science Humor has posted this picture of our rover on Mars, and the headline reads, "Scientists working for NASA somehow managed to fix the Mars rover by getting it to hit itself with a shovel." Hashtag felt, NASA. Evangelical Pastafarianism 2, and if you're not following Evangelical Pastafarianism 2, you are missing out on some noodleicious content. We see here two newts. One of them has just honked an air horn and is laughing hysterically. The other one has lost its tail. It says, "You know what doesn't grow back, Susan? Trust." Friend of the show, Lexi Harmon. You guys remember Lexi Harmon? She's posted this picture of two scissors that have been sort of wedged into each other and says, "Happy Pride, y'all." Yay! Oh, gotta get that off the screen. Some people are getting hot and bothered. I don't know if you guys heard this one, but the Federalist, which is a terrible journal from a terrible organization, published this headline: "There's nothing loving about Dolly Parton's false gospel. Dolly Parton's false gospel isn't loving, it's destructive." And poster Shauna at Golden Gate Blonde said, "They came for Dolly. We ride at dawn."
Hell yeah. 10 seconds, Eric.
Well, Nix Nova said, "Buckle the fuckle up," and I agree with that, because you know, if there's anything is there to tell you that this is a Kool-Aid cult, they're coming after Dolly. Kool-Aid's next, people. That is my round 2.
Here we go. Kicking off round 3, the penultimate round. Started off with Noah Garfinkel. Noah Garfinkel says, whenever a recipe is like, strain through a cheesecloth, it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll just strain it through a cheesecloth. Get the fuck out of here.
Can't see it.
Can't see it? Here we go. Let me start over. You guys have to tell me when you can't see it. Can you see this?
Yep.
All right, Dan Carney says, AI is coming for our jobs. I would love to see an AI robot sell Adderall to its nephew's friends. I love this one. Curiosity posted this picture of a moon, and it says NASA's Galileo spacecraft acquired its highest resolution images of Jupiter's moon low, or IO.
Mm-hmm.
Trash Can Paul says, looks like shit. Oh, this is my favorite one of this week. It's Kanye West, just not a friend or anything, just at Kanye West, says, "I will never make a diss record." Obviously talking about Drake. And anyway, Intravenous DeMilo says, "I didn't know Kanye was Italian." When you reread it, it says, "I will never make a diss record."
Oh no.
Shithead Steve retweeted this. It says, "Did you know they make an all-natural plant-based alternative to vapes? And it's just some cigarettes." John Drake says, "Highway cops are so childish. Oh, you're hiding behind a bush in your Ford Escape? Gonna pop out and chase me? Grow up." Carter Hambley says, "When twins aren't identical, I'm like, okay, then what was the point of all that?" Shafiq retweets YouTube. YouTube says, "You just made food. You're at the table, laptop open. What are you watching first?" Shafiq says, "2 unskippable ads." This is a picture of a wine glass filled with some pizza pockets, and it just says a little something to take the edge off. And my sober ass love this shit. KYP at Fad from Above says, "What does amen mean? Is it like yes?" And my last one for this round comes from me, Quiet Michael at Michael Labune. Says, "Trigger warnings are great, but y'all need to start adding hypochondriac warnings if you're going to talk about your problems." I can't do that because I read your tweets and all of a sudden my side starts hurting. All right, that's all I got for round 3, the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most. Back to Brain Damage.
All right, let's do this. Here we've got Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got these memes from it was is it offensive or is it funny? But I'm sorry if I stole these from the wrong one. Here we've got a bunch of panels and we've got Willy Wonka saying, "You get nothing, Charlie. You lose." And Charlie says, "Mr. Wonka, this is for you," and hands him a note. And Wonka says, "So shines a good deed in a weary world." And the note says, "I'm telling the health department everything." And Wonka says, "You win, Charlie, you win."
Yeah.
James Benton. And I feel this. I
Yup.
wish we had more of that.
Well done.
Same meme page has a bunch of witches flying, and one witch calling out with a bullhorn saying, "Return to base, you've broken a bra strap." And we see the witch has yeah, she has old witch titties hanging out of her dress. I don't know how softly I could put that. I forgot to
Old
start
witch
my
titties.
timer. We've got two panels that we have a couple talking about their chicken. It says Henrietta provides us with eggs. When she stops laying, we'll eat her. And then Henrietta is at the grocery store, and the cashier says, "Picking up another dozen eggs, Henrietta?" And that is why the chicken crossed the road. Here we've got Mark Parisi with a bunch of snails in the break room, and one tells the other, "Those open carry folks make me nervous." And we see two snails disgruntled carrying salt. Offthemark.com. One of my first mentors, Aaron Brown, posted, "I just laugh at stuff off because prison don't cook the food I like." Mike Alexander posted, "Mr. Potato Head taking a leak," and he puts, "Oh, great, I left it at home."
Oh no.
Gaming Lair put Baby Lamines, and it has a little drawn stick finger bubble guy, and he says, "I love you, Mom," and he Hadoukens a heart at Mom, and Mom chops that fucking heart in half, and it says, "Algo quieres, pendejo," and my wife tells me that means basically, "The fuck you want? I know you want something. You ain't throwing this love at me for no. Ain't coming for free. I know what the fuck this is." Little Tone, Antonio Murphy posted, "My neighbors complained about me groaning too loud having sex in the morning. If they only knew I was just trying to put on my socks."
Oh.
Last one for me is just for jokes. Says, "No matter how good the hand soap smells, never walk out of the bathroom sniffing your fingers." Never do it, Tyler. Never do it. But I'm passing it off to you, buddy. That's it for me on the penultimate.
Nice.
Alright. Thank you. You guys see this?
Yes.
All right, here I have a tweet. It says, "My son at 16, bedtime is 9. He has no phone and no internet access without a parent sitting in the room. Then it is limited to an hour max. There are parental passcodes on the TVs and he can only watch certain TV programs." And then at Lack of Smiles responded, "Crazy, those are going to be the exact rules you follow in the nursing home."
Oh.
Another tweet here says, "Please know, if you're someone who brings a book to the bar, nobody likes you."
Oh.
At Pope Hat responded, "How much of your life expressed as a percentage have you spent gesturing for women to take out their earbuds?"
Ah.
Another tweet here says, "I'm no longer supporting SpaceX and will change my support to NASA. I refuse to support any organization that hires Nazis." NASA's looking left and right. All right, this is kind of dumb, but it says, "Before we work on artificial intelligence, why don't we do something about natural stupidity?"
Shit.
Yep.
Here's a tweet. It said, "Met my daughter's teacher tonight. It was heartbreaking. She was working at her second job. Teachers are the most underpaid, underappreciated, yet most valuable people in the world. So anyway, I gave her $50 for a lap dance, so I'm doing my part." And here's Jennifer tweeted, "What substance do I have to abuse to feel like life is worth living again?"
Oh God.
Wait, anyone? Anyone? Okay, just check.
Here's a text conversation. It says, "At least I have a girlfriend." That person says, "So what?" And the other person says, "Have you ever been woken up by a blowjob?" And they said, "No, I sleep with my mouth closed." I don't know if this isn't really depressing, but it was part of the news this last week. A remote Amazon tribe finally connects to the internet, only wind up hooked on porn and social media.
Yeah. Horrible.
I just love these comments like, maybe this is a dumb question, but what kind of porn is popular among them? Homegrown Simpson stuff. So, like the rest of the world, one of us. All right.
Oh my god.
Here's a tweet. It says, centrist. Politics is all about compromise. Me. So compromise with the left, centrist. Oh God, no, I meant compromise with racists. And
Send
my
me
last
that one.
this
I
round-
got some places I could paste that.
Last one's another tweet. It says, I knew I'd get too old to recognize new celebrities, but I did not expect to get too old to recognize what celebrities are famous for. Every day I go, is that a new singer? And then a person born in 2007 goes, ew, no, they're a people streamer on Dupe as I inch closer to the grave.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feel that.
Dude, that one happened with me. I still remember the first time I asked my brother who Paris Hilton was, and he just kind of broke. Like, he's like
She was in a porn.
it took him like several minutes to come up with Hilton. Oh, like hotel. Oh, she's rich. She's famous. Oh, I see. I didn't understand. I didn't know what was going on. All right, let's see. What am I doing here? Okay, I'm doing this. Yes. Friend of the show, former mayor Don Gerard, and it's complicated of the show actually, has reposted. Don Gerard has posted Jeff Tiedrick, who has a question for the women. If you were walking in the woods, would you rather encounter a bear or a shark in a boat with a really heavy battery? Don't know if you watched the former president short circuit on TV this week, but I was in constant contact with Sammy because I was like, it's 105 down there. Are you okay? How are all the Trump supporters? Hey, Jared and Ivanka's kids, they have 3 of them, don't have any grandfather who isn't a felon. Isn't that funny? And I love it. Julie Norwood, who posted it, said DNA test result, felonies. Facebook for the Blind Weekly Memecast has posted this from Pal Sucks. Says the founding fathers, who all barely washed their dicks, wanted me to have an assault rifle in this McDonald's. Anti-QAnon memes has this picture of a battery and Donald Trump going into Jaws' mouth, and it says, when his teleprompter goes down, we get shit like this. Here we have an AI-generated picture of Jaws chasing down a raggedy orange man with flailing hair. It says, we're going to need a bigger battery. Here we have a picture of Hunter Biden with Jesus with his hands on his shoulders behind him saying, it's okay. They called me guilty too.
I love it.
Friend of the show, Jamie McDaniels posted, not today, Eric. Twitter, Gen X is trending. Gen X, your mom is trending. Intersectional Memes and Feminist Dreams has posted Roscoe the Cap King, who says, for Pride Month, you can't just say, let me get this straight. You have to say, just so we're queer. Friend of the show, the Franklin Springboro Library said, I explained to my daughter that when Netflix started, they used to send you DVDs. My 7-year-old, in an old lady voice, you know, back in my day, the internet used to come in the mail. This one here is from George Hussein Cruikshank with a 3-panel of a British man in a cap saying, in those days, the internet was in black and white. It was on for only 3 hours a day. We used to get dressed up in our Sunday best just to log into it.
10 seconds, Eric.
This is from Chels back in 2022, and it's long-term relationship Barbie. We see Barbie's naked and taking a shit, and Ken's brushing his teeth. So there you go. All right, one last one. David McKee says, remember that time some random dude in the comments on a science article disproved a mainstream theory and won the Nobel Prize for his revolutionary discovery? Yeah, me neither, Josh. So maybe consider the value of peer-reviewed data and scientific consensus next time. Thanks. That leaves only my post with the most. Back to you.
All right, here we go. Kicking off the post with the most. Tell me when you see it. Still nothing?
Nope.
Still
No,
not.
nothing.
I don't know why it does this. I have to share it twice. It only likes it on the second share. How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, weird. Stepbro Steve, friend of the show, stepbro.steve from Jacksonville, Florida. He reposts Randy Orton at Randy Orton, famous wrestler. He says, like this tweet for a to be honest. And then Randy Orton replies to himself and says, at Ted DiBiase, to be honest, you're kind of ugly. And
Oh.
Ted DiBiase replies, I didn't even like the tweet. And that, oddly enough, was my post with the most this week. What was your brain damage?
All right, let's try this one. Here we have real Bay Area memes, and it is a picture of an anime cartoon girl. She asks, "It's too big, isn't it?" And we look and we zoom in her big bubble. It's a Wikipedia page that says list of countries invaded by the United States.
I've read that page. That's a big
Yes.
page.
Yes, it is too big. It is too big. Hand it off to you, Tyler.
All right. Is this working?
Yes.
All right. My tweet here comes from Senator Rand Paul. He says, can I get another 100 donors from Twitter tonight? We must defeat socialism. Contribute 35, 11, or just $2 with a link. And someone responded, if everyone contributes a small amount of their income, we can pool all the resources together to defeat socialism.
Love it. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see here. And for me, my post with the most, we have, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Fathers Eat Free Sunday, Father's Day, June 16th, 2024. Chick-fil-A. Send that one around. My actual post with the most is Bozo with a little kid playing the bucket game, and it says, this right here is why a whole generation excels at beer pong. That is no lie. If you're in the greater Chicagoland area, you know. Well, that was my post with the most, and I believe, gentlemen, am I correct in assuming that constitutes a wholly legal embodiment of an episode of Facebook for the Blind for June 11th, 2024. We love you. Mwah!
Love you, George.
I like more wooing. Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.